Hello, beautiful people. How are you doing? This is the Hot Seat Diaries podcast with your girl, Pretty Kavata, back like we never left. And this time round, I am not leaving. You see me? You know it's about time to yarp, so let's get right into it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Grab your coffee, settle in, here we go. Turn the volume up, let's start the chat. We're talking about this and we're talking about that.
A lot is happening lately. Anytime I'm scrolling through TikTok, I'm just finding conversations around being child free, conversations around people not wanting marriage, especially the younger generation, us, the Gen Zs. And it's really thought provoking because 1 minute you have this identity, and the next minute you have another identity just because there's a certain video you watched and you had some thoughts that actually made you think, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. So today I want us to just dive, and I take you through my thought process of what I think when someone says they want to be child free and what I think about marriage in general. I am 101% sure that as we were growing up, everybody wanted to get married and everybody wanted to get a child, because apparently that is the life that we were shown by our parents. The life that our parents showed us was go to church, believe in God, get a good man, get married, have kids, just live a good life. But you grow up and guess what? Things change because of what you see on social media, and the more you interact with people, the more you expose yourself, and now you start questioning everything, and you're like, do I really want to get married? Do I really want to have kids? But the big question is, which of these things that you're choosing is from your internal self, inner self, is from you, and it's not what is it called? It's not tied to the things in the outside. Because you can just tell me that you want to be child free and you do not have any reason for that. Your reasons are just vague. It's because the cost of living is so high and I cannot have kids. I do not want to bring kids into this life because I do not want them to suffer. You bring in the philosophical view of antinatalism, where life is full of sufferings, and therefore no one thinks that you should bring life into this world. We have people that say they want to be child free, but they want to have a partner. This changes the dynamic of the relationship, because if you do not want to have kids, then you need to get someone that also does not want to have kids for that relationship to actually work out. Because there's no way you will say you want kids and then the other party does not want kids, and you say that you're going to be in some sort of a relationship. It's gonna break down along the way. And when it comes to marriage, I am a strong believer that this is a very personal journey that is not tied to any societal standards. I think if you want to get married, you should have done your inner work. You should have done self-esteem work. You should have done everything generally. The work that you need to do, the traumas that you need to heal, and you need to choose a partner from a point of, I want this. Not because I have been forced, not because time has gone, and not because you wanting to get married should not come from anything that is external. It should entirely be internal. This is my honest opinion about being child free and marriage. I think our parents did not have the choice. Walikuwa najipata tu, nimepata mtoi, now I have to give my whole life for them, I have to provide for them, because their entire life and sanity depends on me. And that's why you see most of our parents didn't take time to work on themselves. They had so much to deal with growing up, anchor issues, manze unatandikwa ni kama hakuna kesho ukivunja kitu kadogo hivi. It's because they were just trying to regulate their emotions, like they want to take care of you so well, but again they have the burden of looking for money to make sure that you are living a good life. Yeah, anyway, I feel them. They're just humans, and it was their first time living and they just didn't know how. But you see, us, this generation, there's so much information out there that before you get yourself into anything, you have every information laid out. You have the advantages and the disadvantages of everything, and you know what you want and what you do not want. So I think when you get yourself into something, you cannot say that I didn't know, or like it's by mistake. If you want to get married, sit down, analyze, am I ready for this kind of life? If you want to have kids, sit down and analyze, am I ready to be selfless enough to take care of another individual for like 20 years? Because trust me, your life is no longer yours. It's no longer yours. So it should, I feel like most of us, when we are scrolling through TikTok or anywhere, and we are listening to these videos of wanting to be child free, and these videos of like wanting and not wanting to get married, they're really getting into our heads, and we are ending up creating identities out of this. 1 minute you want kids, the next minute I want to be child free, the next minute you see a couple that is really having fun here on like social media, and you're like, I really want to have that. Hey, kidogo unaenda unapata mwingine anasema vile kwa ndoa watu wanateswa sijui nini, you're like, I don't think I want to get married. So you find like you're really getting swayed, and without actually sitting down and listening to your inner self, your intuitive thoughts, like ujiambia this is what I want and this is the reason why I want it, and you just be open to listening to these people. Because as much as you're in this world, you need to have an open mind. You cannot just say niko hii pande na niko hiyo, because everybody, it's a free world, and everybody can exist as they please. If you want to get married, get married. If you want to have kids, have kids. If you want to be child free, be child free. But let it not come from anything from the outside, but let it come from your inner self and what fulfills you as a person. Because I want to believe that there's someone who is happily married and having kids is like their fulfillment, and there's another one that does not have kids and they're having the time of their life, they're traveling, they're successful, they're the rich aunties we talk about, you know. So like, I mean, you will be so silly to believe that your only reality, the only reality that you create in your mind is the only reality that exists, because we are a bunch of people and millions of people have existed before us. So what makes you an exemption? No, your only reality is not the one, and people have lived your reality before. So yeah, you're not any special, darling. Finally, what I can say about like wanting to have kids and not wanting to have kids, wanting to get married and not wanting to get married, it's a personal decision. It's not your mama's decision, it's not your dad's decision, it's not your sibling's decision. It's a personal decision that you make. See, the same way you usually feel your dreams, like you feel them, but you feel like when you're telling someone, they cannot like understand why you really want that thing. You understand? It's a really personal decision, especially with all the information that we have right now, so that you don't get somewhere where you start saying, oh, I didn't want a kid, now I have a kid. I didn't want to get married, now I'm married and I have been forced. No, it's a personal decision. Life is a personal journey. One thing I will say, I don't think women, no, I'll talk about that on another episode. So like, I think it's a free world. You just do whatever you want to do, as long as it fulfills your heart and it's not a way of seeking validation or wanting to fit in anywhere else. Because this life is like, you'll just be waking up, ukiamua kwa utakuwa unaamka kando ya mtu every day. So make sure you choose wisely. If you decide to have kids, remember, for the rest of your life, juu kama mimi bado natoshana hivi and my parents still take care of me, so you have to be ready, you know. Yeah, I think that's all I had on that. But also, I will get people and involve them in these types of conversations and see their POVs. I'll get people that want to be child free, and people that want to have children, and people that want to get married, and people that not want to get married, and then we're gonna see their thought process. Until next time, bye.